Hey group leaders, Pastor McKinney here. Welcome to week 11 of our spring semester of growth groups, a place where friends help friends follow Jesus. We officially have 2 more weeks before we wrap up at worship and prayer at the end of May. And so as we're coming to a close, as I've said last week, it's very important that you guys discuss with each other and are constantly talking about the fact that things are coming to an end. And so you guys really want to make sure that you end well and end on an encouraging note. In fact, take some time this week, maybe it's 10, 15 minutes, to just brainstorm ways that you guys can have just a nice social gathering next week, because this is our last week of the book, so there's no content to discuss next week. Next week is specifically reserved for you guys just hanging out and having a good time. So I would encourage you maybe do a barbecue, get outside, it's going to be nice and warm there. So take some time to brainstorm how you guys can celebrate well next week. This week, we dive into our last lesson. It's called Remember and Reflect. And as the title says, you're essentially remembering and you're reflecting about the previous 7 weeks that you guys have been going through this book. If you guys remember the very first week, I talked about the goal of this semester was establishing a culture of care in Church at Bergen. And so that's what you guys are embarking on. So you're going to be reflecting upon how do you feel like the book has most affected you and influenced you and shaped you to really live out this vision that we're all trying to be a part of caring for one another. Really take a lot of time this week. So there's not a whole lot of content to get through this week, not a whole lot of questions to discuss. So I would encourage you this week to also spend a lot of time in prayer, to really linger before the Lord and let people just ask for God to use these previous weeks to really permanently affect the culture, not only within your group, but in Church at Bergen at large. Because Jesus said in John 13:35, he said, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." And so really pray that the world, that North Jersey would come to know that we are his disciples by the way that we care for and by the way that we love one another. I love you guys. Your advocates are praying for you. The Lord is with you. Trust the Spirit. See you guys next week.